What up players, it's Warboss Tab in this mud. Today we are going to finish our Imperial 5th Space Marine. All we really do paint-wise is go back over with Averland Sunset on all of the yellow areas, and then we use Wild Rider Red for the red areas and Ushabti Bone for the parchment seals. Actually no, we also use Mechanicus Standard Gray to highlight the black. Other than that, we use some different products from different ranges, like Tamiya Clear Green for the eyes. Oh, and speaking of the eyes, we do use two colors, Cabalite Green and Moot Green for the eyes, and we also use Chaos Black for the mouth grill. I believe that is all we do though. We also use some micro arts or micron pens for the writing on the parchment paper. We use our good old Space Marine transfer sheet for the transfers, and this awesome product, Microset and Microsol. So stay tuned on how to finish up this Imperial 5th Space Marine, and thanks for watching. Alright everybody, welcome back to part 2, how to paint an Imperial 5th Space Marine. It's got a little bit of a focus here, and there we go. So we're gonna start by highlighting up the colors that we just shaded, and that's gonna be Averland Sunset. I started on this side just to make sure that the color mix was going to work, and it does. So I'm actually going to be highlighting up the right side because I already kind of finished the left side, and just see how it goes. A lot of great inspirational examples of the Imperial Fists online. A lot of people doing really good stuff on Cool Mini or not. Even on Games Workshop's website, a lot of their what's new today, people submitting in articles and stuff. Show some really good work. What I like to do with the shoulder pads or the elbow pads I found myself doing in order to show contrast is I'll only paint up or highlight one side of it at any particular time, except for the edge highlighting, which we'll do in a little while. But for example, right now I'm only going to highlight this front part here, and then when you turn the model to the side, I'm going to only highlight the opposite side to show that the light is reflecting on different sides of the elbow pad. So I'm going to do a live video capture of my favorite sites to look at when I'm coming up with inspiration for a squad, for a character, even for a whole army. When I'm deciding to collect some new figures, I really like to look at some, or when I'm about to do the color scheme for any new figures, I really like to look at a couple different sites that focus really on the fluff. And you know, the more you know about the background of an army, the more accurately you're able to represent it when you're building it, putting it together. It's always good to know your fluff and your history. Otherwise you might have a force that doesn't make sense or doesn't, you know, in the canon of the game and the fluff. You can make it work. You can just say, yeah, I have an army full of black orcs and savage orcs and big guns, and they're led by a goblin war boss, and you can find ways to make that work. Or you can say, yeah, I have a army of Chaos Space Marines and they're all dedicated to Khorne, but they're led by a bunch of sorcerers that are like Thousand Sun sorcerers. You can always find ways of making it work and making your own creative stories to show that off. But for me, I like to follow the established fluff more often than not, and then create my own characters and stories within the established fluff. So we're still leaving this nice ambery shade in the recesses and in the shadows. That's what you get when you shade a model with sepia. These nice dark ambery kind of colors. The last bit we're gonna do is the helmet. Alright, so there, I'm going to that. And I believe, I have to double check, but I believe that the Crimson Fists, or I'm sorry, Imperial Fists use green as their eye color. Yep, that's right. So for our Imperial Fists, we're going to start with Cabalite Green. Cabalite Green is a nice, kind of almost like jade looking green. You can also, if you don't have this, you can use Warpstone Glow. That's another good green color. So there you go. Now we're gonna take, let's see if we find Ushati Bone or Screaming Skull. Either of these make really great bone colors. So I'm gonna take Ushati Bone. Now we're going to make the parchment papers again, one more time. There we go. All right. Slowly but surely, we're getting there to the end. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, I believe, we're gonna take some, is this silver or metal? Let's take some Chaos Black next. And we're gonna fill in the sides of the this guy's helmet here, these little nubs on the side. And these we're also going to use to paint the face grill. All right. Next we're gonna take mood green and paint little dots on the eyes. Try to get them in the center and near the top of the brow. It's pretty good. Now we're gonna take, where is our Mechanicus Standard Gray, and we're going to edge the sides of our bolter case. Right. Now I'm gonna take my Pigma Micron Arts pen, 0.005, and I am going to paint or draw the scripture on all of the parchment seals. You can get this from any hobby store or any store that sells stationery. And what I like to do is write in small lines as close together as I can and squiggle them as if you're writing in script. Gonna make it look like there's lots and lots of writing listing the names of glorious deeds, campaigns, fallen brothers, chapter history, blessings, Imperial litanies, all sorts of stuff like that. You can also do this with your brush, but it's a little bit harder to control. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now we're gonna take Wild Rider Red, which is like a 75% red color, 25% orange. And we are going to very carefully highlight all of the red areas. this is going to show up more as a highlight because I've found that if you don't build up gradually, like instead of going to Mephiston red, we go straight to this Wild Rider red, and when you do that, it shows like more of a stark contrast or a highlight. Ta-da! And really, there you have it. You can go back over with your metallics like Lead Belcher or do some Iron Breaker for the silver metals. But really, that is going to be your Imperial Fist Space Marine. The last thing you have to do really is put on the transfers. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to show you what my guy looks like at the very end of this video. Alright players, using just a little bit of the amazing Micro Sol and Micro Set, I've been able to put on the transfers, and now I am using some Tamiya Clear Green to gloss up our eye sockets of this guy's helmet. And after this, we can finish, put this model away, and get on to the next Legion. So Tamiya clear colors, great for eye lenses. Micro Sol and Micro Set, which are from the micro scale industries, fantastic for transfers. And the last but not least, the Micron Arts Pens 0.005. Using products from different companies, great way to enhance the look of our models. Now, if only I can get into some Vallejo paints. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial how to paint an Imperial Fist Space Marine.